The night before a wedding is supposed to be filled with joy, laughter, dancing, the smell of good food. But in the Okafor household that night, there was a different kind of smell in the air. Something ancient, something heavy, like the universe itself was holding its breath. And at the center of it all was a young woman named Ada. Standing in that kitchen, stirring that pot, with tears running silently down her face. She had been in this house for 11 years. 11 years of cooking, cleaning, scrubbing floors. 11 years of our dad do this and our dad do that. 11 years of being invisible. But tonight would be the last night anyone in this house would ever forget her name. Before we continue, if you are new here, welcome to Stories by Lee Susan. Every week, we bring you African stories that would touch your soul. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on your notification bell so you never miss a story. Now, let's go back to Ada. Ada came to the Okafor house when she was just 16 years old. Her mother, a poor widow from Anambra State, had begged Mrs. Okafor, her distant relative, to take Ada in. Please, her mother had said, tears in her eyes, kneeling on the dusty ground. I cannot feed her. Just let her walk in your house. Give her food and shelter. That is all I ask. Mrs. Okafor had looked down at her mother with cold eyes. Fine, she said flatly, but she will work for everything she eats. Nothing in this house is free. And so, Ada's 11 years began. She woke up every morning at 5 a.m. before the whole house stirred. She cooked breakfast, swept every room, washed every plate. She ironed clothes, fetched water, scrubbed bathrooms until they shone. And what did she receive in return? A small room behind the kitchen, barely big enough for a mattress. 1 meal a day, whatever was left over. And words, so many cutting, painful words. Ada, you are so slow. Are you stupid? Ada, this soup tastes like dirty water. Do it again. Don't sit on that chair. That chair is not for you. But the one who hurt Ada the most was not Mrs. Okafor. It was Emeka, the first son of the house, the one getting married tomorrow. Emeka was 28 years old, handsome, educated in London, and had a cruelty in him that wore a smile. He called Ada the ghost because he said she was so useless she might as well not exist. When his friends visited, he would laugh and say, "Don't mind her, she's just a help." Once, and Ada never forgot this, Emeka had caught her reading one of his old textbooks. She had found it in the trash, a physics book with torn pages. She was teaching herself at night by candlelight, quietly, desperately. Emeka had walked in, looked at her, and laughed so hard he had to hold the wall. Ada, he had called out to the whole house. Come and see, the housemaid thinks she can read. The whole family had laughed. Ada had placed the book down slowly, walked back to the kitchen, and cried into the sink so nobody could hear her. Now, I want you to stop for a moment. Think about a time someone made you feel small, made you feel like you didn't matter, like your dreams were a joke. That feeling Ada carried. She carried it every single day for 11 years. But here is what they never knew about Ada. What she was doing behind that kitchen door every night would change everything. What the Okafor family never knew was this. Ada had never stopped learning. Every night after finishing her chores, by the light of her small phone screen, Ada studied. Online courses, free YouTube tutorials, library ebooks. In 7 years, she had quietly obtained her YX certificate, then her OND, then her HND, all through distance learning. Nobody in that house knew. Nobody asked. Nobody cared enough to ask. But Ada had a plan, a quiet, patient, burning plan. She was going to leave on her own terms at exactly the right moment. And that moment, she decided, would be the day after Emeka's wedding. She had already been accepted into a company in Lagos, an entry-level accounting position, her first real job, her real life, starting Monday morning. She had said nothing to anyone. She had simply packed a small bag, hidden it under her mattress, and decided to serve this family one last time. One last time. The night before the wedding, the Okafor compound was buzzing. Relatives had arrived from all over, Enugu, Abuja, Port Harcourt, even London. Women in expensive ashoebi, men in agbada, children running everywhere. And who was doing all the work? Ada. She had been on her feet since 4 a.m., cooking for over 200 people. 3 types of soup, jollof rice, fried rice, peppered chicken. Her back ached, her feet were swollen, but she walked in silence, as always. At around 9 p.m., Mrs. Okafor came into the kitchen. She looked at Ada without greeting her. "The rice is not enough. Cook more and make sure the pepper soup is ready by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Don't embarrass me in front of my guests." Then she looked at Ada's tired face and said something that stopped Ada's heart cold. "You know, after the wedding, I have been thinking, you are getting too old to be useful here. I think it is time we find a younger girl to replace you. I will give you 2 weeks." And just like that, after 11 years, Mrs. Okafor walked away. Ada stood completely still. Then very slowly, she smiled. She smiled. Now, why would a woman who just got fired after 11 years of loyalty smile like that? Because Ada knew something Mrs. Okafor did not. She knew that God has a way of closing doors at exactly the right time. She knew that what Mrs. Okafor thought was a punishment was actually the universe setting her free. But before Ada walked out of that house forever, she had one final thing to serve this family, and it was not food. The wedding was magnificent. Emeka married his bride Chisom, a beautiful woman from Imo State, in a ceremony that lasted all afternoon. By evening, the family had gathered for the private wedding dinner, just close family, the inner circle, about 30 people. Long decorated table, candles, flowers, expensive china. Ada served everything perfectly. Each plate set with care, each dish presented beautifully. Everyone was laughing, toasting, celebrating. Emeka sat at the end of the table, proud and glowing. Then Ada walked in with the final dish, a large covered serving bowl. She walked slowly, deliberately, all the way to the center of the table. She set it down gently, and then she lifted the cover. The table went completely silent. Inside the bowl was not food. It was 11 years of rejection letters. Every score certificate Ada had earned, every online course completion letter, her WAEC result, her HND certificate, her new employment offer letter printed and signed, and on top of everything, one handwritten note. Emeka picked it up with shaking hands and read it out loud. To the Okafor family. My name is Ada Onoso. For 11 years you saw me as your ghost, invisible, worthless, replaceable. While you slept, I studied. While you laughed at me, I planned. While you treated me like I did not exist, I was becoming someone. Tomorrow morning, I begin my new life as a qualified accountant. I forgive every one of you, not because you deserve it, but because I refuse to carry your cruelty into my future. This is the last meal I will ever serve in this house. I hope it feeds your conscience. Ada. But something made her answer. Ada. The voice was soft, shaking. This is Chisom, Emeka's wife. Ada said nothing. I got your number from your mother. I hope that is okay. I just wanted to call and say, I am proud of you. What you did that night took more courage than anything I have ever seen. You inspired me. You really did. Ada felt something warm move through her chest. Thank you, Chisom, she said quietly. Ada, Emeka wants to speak to you. He has been wanting to call for weeks. He is too ashamed, but he asked me to tell you he is sorry. Genuinely sorry for everything. Ada was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, Tell Emeka I said thank you. His cruelty taught me that nobody will build my future for me. I had to build it myself. So in a strange way, he is part of the reason I made it. Tell him I hold no grudges. Tell him I am free. She hung up the phone, looked up at the Lagos sky, and smiled the deepest smile of her life. Ada's story teaches us something powerful. The people who underestimate you the most are sometimes doing you the greatest favor. Because when nobody believes in you, you are forced to believe in yourself. When nobody sees you, you learn to see yourself. And when they finally look up one day, you are already gone, already free, already everything they said you could never be. To everyone watching this who feels invisible right now, who feels like no one sees how hard you are working, who feels like the room you are in is too small for your dreams, Ada's story is your story. Keep going, keep building, keep studying, keep planning. Because your day is coming. And when it arrives, you won't need to say a single word. Your life will say it all. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If Ada's story moved you, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people find this story. Drop a comment below and tell me, what was the most powerful moment for you in Ada's story? And if you are new here, welcome to the Stories by Lizuzan family. We tell African stories that stay with you long after the video ends. Subscribe now and turn on your notification bell so you never miss our next story. I will see you in the next one. God bless you.